The sun is gone. A voyage to a faraway world ends in tragedy. One last chance for survival is found on an unlikely planet. Genetic material brought back could change the future of our world. Albatross Junction.
Albatross Junction. What an incredible book. I'd like to give this my highest recommendation. Albatross Junction by Anthony and Kevin. One of the finest books that Indie Comics has ever produced. I do want to recommend Albatross Junction with all my heart. This is really spectacular. And there's a sketch inside of me being a big fat slob. Cyberfrog over my shoulder, some pie, and it looks like looming death. There's death looming over me here. You guys, I mean, I'll do this anyway. I mean, I will promote your comics. If they look great like that one actually does look, I'd be happy to promote your comics. And I did also get a whole big stack of trading cards. These guys, Andrea went through these and was like, these are beautiful. Why don't your trading cards look this good? And I was like, there are trading cards. We're doing them together. You think you're putting me down. You're putting us down. This is a group effort, sweetheart, and don't you forget it. So good stuff. The book is called Albatross Junction, and I do want to promote that today. Hello, everyone. Hello in the chat.
What is going on? Welcome to Comic Book Creation Live. Oh, I have a big albatross over my screen. Welcome to Comic Book Creation Live. I'm Anthony. I'm one of the creators of Albatross Junction. Go to the link in the description to the Indiegogo where you can still get your Volume 1. We just announced that there's 25 lightsabers hidden in this book in the artwork, and if you find all 25, you get entered into winning a real, well, not a real, but a pixel lightsaber, which is like almost like a real lightsaber. So it's made by me. It looks awesome. Go check out my Space Windu channel if you don't know what type of lightsaber I'm talking about. There are 25 of them hidden in Albatross Junction. Go search those out while you're reading the book and see if you can find them all. If you can name them, like if you can name all the sabers that you find, you get entered twice. So you get entered twice into that contest, which I'm sure is not going to be many people. Not many people are going to find all of them. So definitely go look. Go look for yourself. See if you can find them. I found them. It took a bit of time, and I drew them. So you got to go find them. Let's see here. let's put the camera on my artwork, because I'm actually working on issue number 3 of Albatross Junction. Like if you go to this link for Albatross Junction Volume 1, that's actually issues 1 and 2 in there. The next issue is what I'm working on right now. I'm working on the first page. I'm going to ink some of it tonight. So let's switch the camera over to, let's switch the camera to my drawing. Let's see here. How do I do that? I almost forgot how to do it. Oh, here we go. Right here. Hopefully you guys get a decent view. I could add more light. Let me know. Let me know if that works. Primal's here. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining in tonight. I'm sure you saw the Obi-Wan trailer. I was thinking maybe we would watch it together. Now I'm trying to do, like, what I have up on my screen that you guys can't see is I have Van Gogh's Starry Night, because I was trying to play that into this page a bit. This page is like, ends up in a swirling sky. The sky is going to be like kicking up as we go down the page, and by the time we get to the last panel, it's going to be like a full-on starry night, but with like lightning going through, and then like the lightning might start here. So there's these kids playing here. This is page 1 of issue 3 of Albatross Junction, and what we see here is like a cold, desolate like wilderness basically, but behind them very dark. I have some marks here where things are actually going to get blacked out. So let's switch to something thicker, because I am going to black out some of this here. Hopefully I don't shake, like the whole desk is connected to where where the camera is. I'm trying not to shake it too much here as I go. This might be a situation where I could play tunes. Possibly. Let me try that. Let me try pulling up one of our videos, music to draw by videos. I don't even remember which ones are the good ones anymore. Let's see. Let's see if I could find a good one. See if I can find a music to draw by video. We've got a couple on our other channel. I think it's the other channel. Oh, it's not going to come up. Let's see if I can find it this way. I've got like 7 of these videos, and yeah, I've got like I'm in a different area. I've got a little bit of a technical issue tonight because I'm out in a different spot. So let me go back here. I know I've got some on this channel. You guys have heard it before. Let's see. Oh, that's not it. This is the type of thing I should have had ready first. Where is my music video? If I could find one, I could find them all because they got links. I know I'm close. Hmm. Oh, those are too old. Those are too old. We have the playlist. It's unfortunate. Oh, I have, here we go. I wonder if 5 was any good. All right, now the trick is to make it probably bigger. Let's see. No, it's not it. Oh, that might work. That might work. I hope this isn't the bad playlist. I know there were some bad ones. It is so dark in this world that I'm really going to try hard to get these skies to look dark here. And that way when the lightning comes, it's just going to be a shock. No pun intended. Just going to be a color blast. Because I don't know if you guys know, but when the lightning strikes and the snow, like there'll be like a snow will kick up. People who have G1 might know what will happen next. Yeah, this time around, I was going to ink this page. Maybe have Kevin color this. So I penciled it so loosely. So if anyone's wondering, like, wow, those are like really loose pencils, I was thinking, you know, let me try to keep it loose, ink it myself, and maybe save a little bit of heartache on the part of trying to put every detail in and to decipher by Kevin, or the other side of it is putting every detail in and then me just inking it anyway. So I thought maybe I could have a little fun with the sky here. This idea. this thing shouldn't be shaking this much. I have this camera attached to like a different part, or I'm leaning on the desk, so that's kind of weird, but it's shaking. Oh, maybe there's the wires attached to here. Maybe that. Oh, great. Thanks, Prime. That Obi-Wan Kenobi show looks really good. Happy to see you in back. That's exactly how I felt. Like when I saw the Entertainment Weekly cover, or Entertainment whatever magazine cover, I wasn't too happy because like the subhead said something like, "Oh, Vader is coming back, and it's going to be Sith versus, the Sith are going to be versus Obi-Wan." I'm thinking, that doesn't sound right. Maybe I don't know if that sounds right. Like I like the idea of seeing him for the first time after that long stretch, like fighting, Vader when it says. When he faces Vader and he says, "When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I'm the master." But we'll see how they can tie it in. Then an hour later, the trailer dropped and kind of changed my mind. I was like, "Oh, that actually looks really good. That actually looks like they did it right." And the fact that I don't know if he would, he's a fan. Like I don't know if he would do something that was bad. Oh, did that window? I sent that. Let me see if I. Oh, you know what? I never hit send on this email. My it just went through. Never hit send to Mundo. That's what happened. That's what happened. Monster window. Oh, probably you saw Batman, huh? Very solid. Awesome. Yeah, I heard the same thing. I didn't go. I checked HBO. I thought maybe it'll be on HBO, because there's some other movies like recently that just went to HBO, and it's one of those ones you got to go to the theater. So I just kind of didn't have the time to do the theater run this weekend. Oh, thanks. Space, the music's a little loud. Oh, let's kick that down a bit. Oh, that's happened before. Thanks for telling me that. Yeah, Kevin used to tell me that. So let me lower. Let's lower that. All right, let me know if that's a better volume or if it's still too loud. I could still lower it a bit. Oh, Felicia's here. What's going on? Batman, I didn't see it yet. This weekend, hopefully.
What up? What up?
There he is.
Mundo in the house.
What's going on, Mundo?
It's going, bro. It's going. How about you? Oh man, I'm just crazy about the vids with the sabers you showed today. Dude, that is such a sweet piece of saber, man.
Yeah, that one took me a while.
No, but you did it right, man. You did it right, dude. I was all like, oh man, what a masterpiece, dude.
Oh, thank you.
It came out good. It came out great. And you said you were sanding it down quite a bit, and to get the paint off like the way it came out.
Yeah, and also it was like the edges were sharp at first. So when I also like probably took some of the paint off when I took some of the edge off of those bits that were kind of like cutting my hand as I twirled it.
Uh-huh.
You know, it was like the type of thing where I don't know if I ever did a saber like this where like I installed it so that it worked and played with it for a really like long time and then took it all apart and then like did it better, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just did stuff that I wanted to put in it.
Yeah, I like the fact that you used that PVC part to it in it.
That's like a trick that like Mad Cow always did before everyone started 3D printing the chassis. There are certain like pieces that some of those PVC pipes will like fit really well into.
Yeah, didn't he use that conduit, that grayish conduit PVC type for his chassis?
Yeah, exactly. And that was like part of what was in my Koran horn, I believe, that he used to make them, I think by hand in a way, but they're probably not, they're probably 3D printed now. I would imagine. Is the music playing for you guys, or?
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it pretty well.
I didn't.
You had an echo for a few seconds, and then it went away.
Oh, I have an echo, Mundo? Do I have an echo?
You had one. It was only like probably about 10 seconds at most.
Oh, okay. All right, beauty. Hopefully we got the technical issues ironed out. Have anybody located all 25 sabers? No, nobody submitted. The most people submitted was Mundo so far, but nobody's found all 25. Well, I just announced it, I think, today. But or no, we announced it last Wednesday. So that's when we had the count, and then like more kind of officially. I posted it today, so nobody's like submitted their count yet.
Yeah, I got to finish finding all the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe an easy way to do it is like make a list and somehow attach it with like JPEGs or something.
Yeah, well, that's what I did today. I had a few seconds. So what I did was I tore out a piece of paper and I started numbering 1 through 25, and then that way when I'm gonna go back to the book again, and I took pictures in my phone so that I could remember where exactly where I found them before, and I'll go back to the comic book, go back to my phone, and then write them down page. Place and all that good stuff. That way, what I'll do is have the JPEGs. But see, I can only send like 3 or 4 JPEGs at one time. It won't let me send like all at once.
Oh, I see.
So, what I'll have to do is send the list first, and then send the JPEGs later, or maybe. Send the list and then send, 4 or 5 JPEGs at a time. But that's the only way I'll be able to send it. Because if I send more than that, then it tells me you got too much whatever. It won't send it all
for like
at
one
once.
message or one email.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. An email might work better. So. At the moment, I'm out of a laptop. My laptop went bye-bye.
What are you planning on replacing it with?
Well, Kelly's mom had an extra laptop, but I can't get into it because we don't know the password to it. So I'm kind of working on that, see if I can get around it.
Yeah, maybe you could like reset it or something.
Well, if I reset it, I don't want to lose any pictures if I have to reset it or anything. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah, there would be like data in there. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I need to be very careful on what I do because I don't want to lose any precious pictures that Kelly's mom may have had, and Kelly would be really upset that if I lost those, and I don't want to do that. So, uh, on a good note though, oops, my apologies. So I've been kind of working on the saber now that I finally got that 3D printed for the prism. I finally got in, but made myself a little holder right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I got a little holder right here for that.
Oh, nice.
So I custom made a little holder so it'll fit right into there with no problems.
Oh, beauty.
And it'll sit right up in there. I won't have to glue it down. It'll be it's pressure fitted, and I'm having a blast with this like this now, so I can get the wiring pretty soon. So if I set it in there just right. Now you got to remember, Space, that you're the one that inspired me to do this like this with one of your sabers. One of your sabers. So so there you go. So if you can see it like that.
Oh, nice.
It'll
So is
sit
that
right up in there.
piece on that you're holding, or is that an MHS piece?
No, it's all this saber is all MHMS. And then here's where the rice port and the 2.0 power cord's gonna go. The recharge port.
Oh, good
So,
job.
yeah, I had these custom made. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward because most people will put theirs inside the inside the saber, and so me being a little difficult but a little different at the same time, I wanted to kind of showcase a little different way of doing something that the recharge port and the rice port on the outside instead of on the inside. And so also
Like
I'll be running
outside
a
like that.
26 650 battery in here. So
Ooh,
yeah.
powerful.
So I got it, and it'll be by Orbtronic. So you had told me at one time that Orbtronic was a good battery to check out. So I went with your advice and got me a couple of 26 650 Orbtronics. So
Primal says, my bud got me some really cool shirts for my birthday. One's a General Grievous shirt with all 4 lightsabers ignited, and with
ooh,
No Way
oh,
Home shirt. That's
nice.
awesome. The
Nice.
Grievous one sounds really cool.
It should have had that. He should have said, "You spin me right round, round, round," like that song.
That was pretty intimidating, right? Like all those sabers coming at Kenobi, spinning
Yeah,
at the wrist. That was pretty wild.
I
Like the
bet
character
Kenobi was
was a
like,
little
okay.
goofy, but they played him a little goofy, but he was deadly. He looked deadly with them. Who
Yeah.
would win between Dr. Octopus or General Grievous?
Oh,
Like,
that's a
I
good
guess
one.
if the sabers cut through the octopus, then I guess like Grievous might win.
Yeah.
Dr. Octopus is like, those things are pretty powerful. Like maybe they wouldn't automatically, like maybe they wouldn't cut so easily. But also Dr. Octopus is like, I think like way, 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 way smarter than General Grievous. So hopefully, if
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't
he's
like
funny.
a straight up attack and he could plan something, like he could maybe get him. I would say
The Octo
Doc Ock would win. But hopefully there's enough time. Like if it's a straight up attack and then those sabers cut through Doc Ock, like then I was wrong. But if Doc Ock could think about it, like, and go home and like plan something, he'll blow this motherfucker out of the water with like a
Oh, of course.
a
Like
sun in the
he'd
palm
come
of
up.
his hand and everything. Like, he'll kill himself and Grievous at the same time.
He'll come up with the octo saber.
He'll have his arms hold sabers.
Right? Ooh, that would be funny to watch. Doc Ock with all of his arms with sabers, and Grievous with all of his arms and sabers. Oh my gosh.
I think like Doc Ock would have the advantage there because he could whip them around in a weird way because like those are like snakes. Those arms are like snakes.
Oh yeah, I mean he definitely would have the advantage because, like you said, the way his arms are, they're not set like Grievous's. Grievous would just go round and round like
Yeah,
a
like he
band.
could spin at the wrist, which is pretty rad, but he couldn't really like snake around like and come in from behind and stuff like that. He kind of has to be a straight attack.
Yeah.
So if Octopus can get, if Doc Ock can get one of them sabers, I don't know, like it would be pretty dangerous.
It's a great
See,
concept.
Primal's gonna say Grievous if he has his lightsabers, but if no lightsabers, well, yeah. I mean, like I don't know, like do the lightsabers
But Grievous doesn't even have any
cut through those arms, or is it a little? I'm guessing. I guess I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, but Grievous don't even have any powers. I mean, you know, he doesn't have the Force with him, so.
Well, Doc Ock don't have the Force.
No, but like I said, Doc Ock has more leeway with the arms because they're not stationary like Grievous arms are.
Primal says this fight has more thought put into it than Palpatine's return in Rise of Skywalker.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll actually plan shit out. It's fictional. All my fiction is fan fiction. It's not like Disney's is like non-fan fiction. That's why I have to be very careful of like when something like Obi-Wan drops. I gotta be very careful because I mean maybe we'll watch the trailer, but he's like walking around. It's like if his lips get anywhere near that animal's tip, I am out. I am out. Like, I have seen too much already. Like more than one human should have to bear with Luke Skywalker. So we should not have to be put through. Like if I see this animal come close to Obi-Wan, like no. Like they've how do they say it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Yeah, it's my fault.
Shame on me.
Yeah. That's funny though. Milk is good for you. Does the body good?
When Buzz Lightyear landed on the planet and all the robots had robots on their robots pointing lasers at him.
Oh my God, Buzz Lightyear. Holy shit. This is gonna be a good episode because I'm gonna be laughing my ass off today.
Primal says, to be fair to Grievous, he does have like 30 Jedi kill count without the Force, and he killed all the Night Sisters in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, but okay, I'll give you that. But how he must have really surprised him because there was no way that a real knowledgeable Jedi would have succumbed to Grievous. It'd have to be someone that just came out of, just became a non-master but a Jedi.
Well, I don't know because, the
Who did he take?
Jedi, like,
Who
kind
did
of
he
weren't
kill?
ready for like a war at this point.
Was there a list of reputable Jedi that he took?
Well, I mean, there's that scene, like, you know, the Clone Wars, the 2D Clone Wars is a great scene where the Jedi are getting decimated, like, and they're all scared, huddled inside
Hmm.
a hut, and Grievous is out there kind of killing the Jedi one by one, and one Jedi runs out there, and he's like a teenager, and he gets killed, and then there's like a Kiadi-Mundi looking Jedi, I think, and he gets killed. Like, everyone, I think, gets killed. Maybe Shakti is there, she doesn't get killed, but for the most part, I think they all get killed. So, like, I just look at it as like a lot of Jedi are philosophers, or like just like learners, or
Yeah.
studying things, or helping people, and they kind of only, like, some of them, like Anakin, Obi-Wan, like Plo Koon, Mace Windu, all of them, like, they're like great fighters at the same time. Kit Fisto, but I don't think all of them are like that. Like, some of them are probably there just to like be reading books and stuff. So like
Yeah.
those just get like cut down, right?
I think so, because and what kind of took me for a loop was you got some of these other great Jedi's like Yoda, right? But when they pass, when they die, they disappear. But then when you have some of these other Jedi, how come they didn't disappear from the Force and all that?
Well,
So,
they weren't like trained by Qui-Gon or Yoda how to like distill their essence or something.
so that's what I was saying. I mean, you figure if you're like, I guess you have to be like a certain powered type of Jedi for the Force to
Says,
take
hi.
you like that. Chuck Lee, how you doing, man?
Felicia says, I haven't seen the trailer yet. Well, maybe we will turn it on right now. Let's see. I do have it queued up somewhere. Let me check.
It's all right. The trailer's all right.
I thought, like, I watched it once. I thought it was great. I was just, it made me really happy compared to what I thought I was going to see.
Yes,
Let's see here.
I definitely agree there.
I was like, oh, we're actually getting to see like weird new places in the world. Looks like city. It was cities. It was like nightclubish areas. Like, there was like under city looking areas. So I was like, oh, this okay. That maybe he is busy behind the scenes. Like, there's a couple ways you could look at it. I used to look at it like he should be there doing nothing. But maybe it's like, do you remember the show 24? Like, remember how Jack
Yeah,
Bauer is always busy? Like, every 24 hours he's busy. Like, he never sleeps. Like, it's busy saving the United States or whatever, So maybe it's
yeah.
busy for Obi-Wan, like saving the galaxy out there. Maybe, maybe it's just a little bit of a problem for him. All right, let's see. Maybe he can't sleep well. Let's check this out.
We lost.
Oh, you know what? I think it started back here.
The fight is done. We lost.
He's spying on Luke Skywalker.
Hidden.
There was some cool graphical touches here. First one just happened, which is like the brush away of the Lucasfilm logo. Another one happens, I think it's at the end. It's either at the beginning or the end, where it's like the Disney logo, the Disney Plus logo gets slashed by the lightsaber, or kind of created by the lightsaber. The arc of the Disney Plus logo. So look out for that at the end. I thought that was a great graphical touch there that they hadn't done so far, and they've owned you know, well, they've had Disney Plus for what, 2 years, but they've owned Star Wars for like 7 years. They're just starting to like get a little fancy.
The key to hunting Jedi is patience.
Okay, so that looks like the voice of the Grand Inquisitor,
Oh,
who
the
is
Inquisitor.
giving orders and stuff to these like lower Inquisitors.
Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi.
So have you noticed you did have Joel Edgerton, I think is his name, for the Owen Lars, come back from episode 3. So that's pretty cool. And he was shown there for a second, I guess, watching the ship come in or just looking over the prairie.
Code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
So those are the sabers from Fallen Order game, and where else? Rebels, right? So the things, they could kind of fly or so. I mean, that's what they did in the cartoon. They kind of flew when they had them as like helicopters. Kind of weird. Primal says he'd kill Obi-Wan if he didn't get that blaster. Oh, you're talking about Grievous. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, well, I don't know if Obi-Wan was down and out. Like Obi-Wan,
No.
he was the Council's choice. Like,
Yeah.
like Anakin would have done it, but Anakin would have done it like with anger. And I think that Obi-Wan was the Council's choice because he could do it and there'd just be like kind of no emotion to it. Although he was making a joke, so that's, I don't know, it's kind of like an emotion. He's like, oh, like I forget what he said at the end, but he's like, oh, it's so uncivilized or something like that.
Yeah. So
Primal says, I know that Grievous did kill Kit Fisto's Padawan and newly made Jedi Knight. Yeah, like I don't think all the Jedi are like, you know, fighters like Anakin and Obi-Wan. Like that's why,
right.
like,
Well,
the
that's
movies
what.
are based on them, and they're out doing all those missions, and like those are the ones that are out doing all the dangerous shit.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking. That's why I was saying Grievous killed all the like
unvaccinated.
Unvaccinated.
Imagine if Grievous was after it.
They weren't too much into the battle type stuff. They were, I mean, they were like freshmen in battle. I mean, you know, they were newbies. They weren't adept to a lot of battles. I mean, yeah, they trained and everything, but they still weren't equipped for real hardcore battle. And I think that they were done a disservice, you know, by trying to go after Grievous, even though that, you know, they let him. But that's why I think they chose Obi-Wan after all of those unsuccessful Jedi try to kill Grievous, because they weren't really ready for a true battle like Obi-Wan was. He'd already seen a lot of combat.
You know, it'd be cool if we saw more of a Jedi style, because like, okay, so Obi-Wan is here in this trailer in his new show. He's going to be hiding out, right? And in this trailer, they're saying, oh, we're going to find him because he's going to do something that is going to be like heroic, like a Jedi can't help themselves. This is the perfect opportunity. Now, I don't know, you know, how many Jedi could there be walking around? Probably there shouldn't be any, right? Because it's just Obi-Wan. But at some point, we have to see, like, not maybe not in this show, but somewhere, we should see the Donnie Yen style Jedi type where they just use martial arts, because maybe they're not at the level of like getting the sword or for whatever reason. Like, you remember in the movie, where in the Rogue One movie with Donnie Yen, he doesn't. They're like, somebody mistakes him for a Jedi. They're like, "Oh, are you a Jedi?" And then his friend says, "Oh no," but he's close to it, or I don't know, some shit. So
Yeah.
they need, especially in this age where like Obi-Wan can't really be flashing around his lightsaber, if he could do his like Master of Terra Kasai martial arts stuff, that would be pretty sweet. Like, we would get to see that, because you remember, what's the guy's name that, like, I forget, like the actor's Donnie Yen. I forget what the character's name was, but he was doing like martial arts and flips. That'd be cool
Yeah.
to see, especially since we're not gonna like get the sabers as much.
Well, I would like to see him with his saber doing some training there in the desert. Like, he's listening to Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon is saying, try this form and learn this form and get good at this form and da 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 da. So we'll see the lightsaber, we'll see the saber, but we'll see it to the point where it's just him and the saber. Like, and then, like you said, the martial arts skill on top of that.
I think that could be explored. That's
I mean,
something that
he's
could be
not fighting
explored.
anybody. He's not fighting anybody, but then we get to see. Remember, we would get to see Qui-Gon training him or teaching him, because remember in the movie we heard that Yoda's telling Obi-Wan, "Hey, you're gonna get trained by Qui-Gon in the desert."
Oh, that's true.
So he would up his skill and keep up his skill actually while he's in the desert. Hence the reason why we get to see him be so fast with the saber in part 4, A New Hope. That he hadn't lost his touch.
So it looks like there's action there.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's busy.
Busy doing nothing in the desert.
Looked like he got busy.
I want to see him and Lars get into it. That's what I want to see.
Oh, he's gonna
Why?
argue with Lars.
I want
He's
to
gonna
see.
argue with Lars on Twitter. Chuck Lee says, "Can anyone come on, kick back and draw on here? Let's get going. Let's get these panels going." Felicia says, "Speaking of, what did you pick on the poll you put out? Mercenary, diplomat, forgot the choices. For rebel or imperial? Is that the one you're talking about? Those
I think I chose the.
if I was someone in the rebellion, I think I was going to be like a Cassian Andor type. And if I was somebody in the imperial side, I think I was going to be like someone like one of the. I would like to be like one of the emperor's hand type people, because maybe they'd have like the powers.
So like under Vader.
So when I actually put this page into the coloring stage, it's going to get like these kids that have these swords here. They are going to get the type of swords that Dobbs has. The type of swords that like the construction kit makes, which is like a Lumi blade, material light style, like hologram looking blade, but that's really there in a way, almost like the Green Lantern stuff,
Ah, that's cool.
almost like a Green Lantern ring.
It's a Green Lantern sword. My sword's bigger than your sword.
Yeah, these kids have a little argument here, and then they're getting called in because there's actually a Star Wars kind of callback here in this first page where one of the lines is, "I'm shutting off the power." You remember in Star Wars, Uncle Owen says, you know, "Get inside" or something. "I'm shutting off the power." So I kind of mimic that line a little bit here, where these kids are getting called in. This is a super cold environment. They have to wear like these special clothes to even just be outside for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're getting called in, but then on the next page, like something happens here. Something happens. That's like, you know, when you watch Comic Book Creation Live, you might get some spoilers because they're slow, though. They come slowly because everything happens quite slowly. Like even shields here are luminescent shields, so they'll be glowing. Well, this kid has a shield. This kid's shield got like laid out in the snow over here. That's what that is. So that'll be glowing because he, like, let's say dropped it before the page started, before the comic started. He rushed over to fight the other kid, drop that, and they have these like glowing swords, almost like lightsabers, but not really. They're in a different shape, and they're not completely like light. They're almost outlined in light. Like Mundo knows, because when you get the poster with Dobbs on it, you see. Where did my tunes go? Let's get Mundo back now.
I'm on a dance for everybody.
I might wear my glasses like you have right there for like detail. I never thought of that just now.
Oh man, I read good with these, even though I got regular reading glasses. Shit, these beat the hell out of those fucking glasses, man.
And those have a light on them.
Yeah, they do. I don't want to turn the light on because then it's blinding. They have a pretty good light on them. They do. Pretty good light.
And what I'll do in this page as well is, like, at the end when I'm doing the coloring, is we'll have, you know, maybe I'll have some snow kicked up right here, but kicked up where they're running, but we'll do the snow at the color stage as well, like on a layer that's above this. There'll be snow, and then the snow will get more intense as we get through the scene.
Yeah, I got to give a quick shout out to Harris, man, because Harris, I was having trouble getting my little buttons on my clamp card thing, and Harris told me to use E6000 and let it sit for a couple of nights. So I finally got him set in real good, man.
Oh, nice,
so
great.
I'm wiring them up. So then I'll check the wiring tonight, see how it comes out.
Harris from Civilized Sabers giving custom saber tips.
Yeah. So Harris, if you're watching this, man, thank you, appreciate it, buddy. Hey, so how's Kevin doing? Those paintings are turning out awesome too, man.
Yeah, aren't they? He's real busy with that.
They've been turning out pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, he's like killing it lately with them paintings. He's killing it. He must be
Absolutely.
all night painting.
I think he's in the zone right now with those paintings. Bro.
Gotta be, because I don't know. Whenever I try to paint, just flow process, he must really have it down to be able to produce like consistent finished paintings. That just seems very daunting.
Yeah.
How do you know when a painting's done? You know.
I would say it's just like a feeling, right? You get that feeling, like I think it's like. I mean, I'm no artist like you guys are, but I would imagine that you get the feeling of accomplishment, and that's when it's done. At least that's just my idea of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like you must get charged up, like thinking of the next strokes or like the next image that you wanted to come out, and then as it completes, it's like, I guess that feeling settles away, and then you kind of know that it's ready.
Yeah, you kind of get like that satisfied feeling, you know, like right after you eat, and you're like satisfied, and then it's like that satisfaction. It stays there with you, so you're like, yeah, I think this is done. I think I'm
Because
gonna
when you're
roll with
dealing
it.
with something that's like black and white like this, you kind of know it's ready when like every little square inch has been touched, you know.
Yeah.
Painting, you could do like layers, so you could do many layers.
Yeah, I had some other people ask me at work where they're able to get the comic book from, and I told them on Indiegogo, of course, you know, and they're like, they didn't know that I was in the comic book, and I said, yeah, you know, of course, I mentioned you guys, and I'm all like, you know, yeah, that, you know, my buddies over here making the comic book and stuff, and yada yada yada, and telling the whole story, and then because they go, "What's on your hoodie there?" I said, "Oh, this is my bar from the comic book." Comic book. They were like shocked because these were like other coworkers that really don't interact with me too much, but they really like the hoodie,
Oh.
and so I was telling them about it, and they're like, "Well, where can we get the comic book?" I said, "Indiegogo," and they're like, "Oh, neat." And so I showed him. I pulled out my phone and showed him the picture of where I'm at in the comic book and stuff, along with the hoodie and stuff. And they're like, "Wow!" They're like tripping out. It's funny.
Chuck Lee says, "I'm more than sure I could draw better than you guys." Well,
Oh
that's
wow!
awesome. Good for you. Primal says,
Are you probably?
"Paintings are done
I know you
once
can
your
definitely draw
brain."
better.
Maybe I'll hire you. I want
Right?
to hire somebody to do this. Paintings are done once your brain goes, okay, now I'm starting to ruin it. Yeah, I think I know that feeling. Because like when I color and there's all them layers, I could get things can get overboard. Things can get overboard for me. Next thing I
Hey,
know, it's
so
like 30 hours has gone by, and I don't know if it's better.
hey, Space. So when you're working on this stuff, on the comic book and stuff, you sometimes kind of like feel like once you're at a certain point of the drawings and stuff, does your brain shift to the lightsaber stuff, or do you or does you have a like you set a timer? Okay, I've got this much done for the comic book, and now I have to take this much time for the lightsaber stuff. Does at any point the two kind of mingle together?
Sort of like on the weekends when sometimes I'm going to like do this in the first half of the day, and then the saber stuff in the later part of the day. I might think of like, you know, what
Yeah.
like later sequence wise
Uh-huh.
in the saber stuff. But the saber stuff is so different because it's technical issues that you just don't encounter with like drawing. It's so much more like everything for the drawing comes from within me, whereas the saber stuff, like making a prop, it relies so much on like other things, you know.
Right.
There's a lot of other things mixed in there.
So have there been some days where you're just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna do either one of those? Have there
Well,
been some of those days where you're just like, ah,
like
it's
there
just,
was
I need
a
a
few
break from
days ago,
both of
things
them.
weren't going right with the saber stuff, so I had to walk away. It was like I worked on it from like, let's say it was Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, into the night, had some failures, and then Sunday just like couldn't look at it, you know, just like went too hard at it.
Yeah, that'll do it sometime. See, like I've never dedicated a whole day to doing this, but I mean, this is like the I'm really starting to enjoy learning to do other things on saber stuff. But if I can get this first true NeoPixel to get under my belt, then everything else will follow afterwards. And that's what I'm striving for.
Especially if you use like the same card again, it'll be easier because you'll remember how it was wired, like, and maybe some of the whys, like some of the reasons.
Right. You know, and I really enjoyed that video with you and Jedi Arms Dealer about your new little toy, man.
What were we doing? What were we?
Your new little drill, your new little
The drill.
Yeah, the cutter,
That thing's a lot of fun. I was playing with it like the next
mill.
day.
The mill, yeah. I'm all like,
fun.
I like the fact though that you had asked Jedi Arms Dealer, would this be for somebody who's a novice at this stuff? And I like the fact that he pointed it out, like, no, it's not. I mean, you got to work into it.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with that too.
So, but see, and I've been watching some videos on that thing, and my God, that thing's a beast. If you do it right, that thing's
stuff like what were they making? Like I know he said they were doing a lot of jewelry.
Oh no, I was seeing guys make hangers, aluminum hangers for coat rack hangers. They were making different tools for like different knobs and stuff. They were making parts for roll down window shade stuff. Man, I was just watching all kind of videos to see what can be done with that thing. That thing's a beast. But you do have to take care of, of certain things. So yeah, know exactly what you're doing, and it'll take care of you if you know what you're doing with it. Now, what is the black area that you're working in there? Or is that the?
I'm actually trying to do something a little like abstract, a little crazy. I'm trying to mimic a little bit of like I'm using Starry Night, Vincent Van Gogh as like inspiration here for the sky, and I want to carry this idea through the page down to here where there's a panel where it's basically just the sky, and then down at the bottom again another one where like lightning starts to strike. So there's a certain feel I'm going for with this sky, and I know it's kind of taken a while with this way I'm doing it, but I'm just kind of seeing like what this looks like at the end, because
no, man,
kind of
because
don't know.
I mean, you have a direction that you think you want to go in, and I mean, go for it, because you would never know if you didn't go in that direction and find out whether it dropped off or it picked up. So
yeah, I want to play with the idea of like that this is a really, really dark world, and like how would Starry Night look if it was like really, if it was darker, like if it was more black.
Oh man, speaking of black, we went to my family lake this past Saturday, right? And it was super, super windy, and but there was just pitch black. I mean, pitch black. And the only way you could really see is if you had actually a flashlight, because even the moon wouldn't, shine bright enough to brighten it up. And because there was a little bit of cloud cover because of the wind and stuff, but still, it was just like, and part of the sky that was open. I mean, you could see stars like they were like right there where you could touch them. Man.
I like that.
That was just crazy, man.
Down in North Carolina, it kind of felt like that out there in the cabin that I was staying in. There was the sky was epic, like each night.
Yeah, from where I'm at, my family lake takes about 3 hours to get there.
Certain parts of Hawaii had a pretty epic sky. Like I guess there was a lot of open space. There was a lot of there wasn't a lot of ambient light. It was pretty epic there. Maybe where it's placed in the world, I actually have a Starry Night picture up on my screen that you guys can't see, that I'm just kind of like looking at for inspiration as I do this. But I didn't even get to the crazy part yet, because like the turmoil happens on the few panels below. I'm trying to have it be calmer. He says, I really like that effect. Can't wait to see it with some color. Thank you. Felicia says, awesome. Yeah, hopefully it'll come out in the end. Yeah, this is like, I guess, like a form of stippling, but I'm trying to use different types of marks. This pen that I have, this .8, seems to leave, it's a Copic, it seems to leave a really nice mark in different pressures.
Yeah, it's gonna turn out great no matter what. So no matter which way you go on the concept, it'll turn out cool.
Yeah, this whole set of pages is supposed to be another little vignette, kind of before the issue starts. You saw in that issue 1 had something like that.
Yeah.
Let's switch to some other style here. Yeah, this whole area that I'm drawing is sort of inspired by, you know, just subconsciously it happens to me because, you know, we see that Obi-Wan trailer. You see Luke's homestead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, this scene, which involves like this homestead out in the wilderness, in a sense, is kind of inspired by that. It's like literally before the line, turning off the power, and you know, the way it's kind of laid out. I subconsciously, I think, did it like Luke's homestead.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Spaso, some of the other people that were talking to me wanted to know, were you going to end up selling some merch for Albatross Junction?
Yeah, me and Kevin been talking about like how to best do that recently. So we're trying to figure out if it's going to be like on ALBATROSSJUNCTION.com or if it's going to be like on one of those like merch websites. So trying to like get our shit together on that front.
Well, let me know because I already have like 4 people that already wanted some merch. So you've got 4 people
Nice.
sold already.
Yeah, I know we're gonna have t-shirts, sweatshirts. I have Kevin looking into hats because I want a hat, and I want like a beanie plus like a baseball type cap. So we're gonna do that.
Cool.
Plus a patch. Like I think we need a patch so you could like put the patch on whatever you want.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, I got some people that they're like, can I get a shirt or you need a shirt? Da 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 da. I'm like, gotta be patient. They're working on stuff
Because they're
like
seeing
that.
you wear your shirt.
Yeah,
Seeing you wear your shirt, they like it.
Yeah, they do. They do. Even some of my family are like, you know, they want to support me too. So, in supporting me, they're gonna support y'all.
Awesome. Yeah, Mundo's gonna be in issue 3. You're gonna almost get attacked though, I think. Your area is gonna get attacked in issue 3.
That's all right. As long as I get to offer some people their final drink.
I think you're gonna like with the defense of the area. You'll do something. You'll do something heroic.
Right. Better not be ordering no weak ass drink in Mud Bar either. Slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, you're probably like one of their explosive experts or some kind of fire expert with all your fire-based drinks.
Ooh, the incendiary drink. The Molotov cocktail. Ooh, dude, that should have been a special drink on there too.
Yeah, definitely something that like maybe something that people order for like as a weapon, and some people that are out of town don't know,
Hmm.
and they order it to drink. It's like no, that's a weapon.
Yeah.
Primal says, sorry, didn't really ask if you wanted me to time that guy out, but he seemed like he was trying to, for lack of a better term, be kind of an ass. Yeah, I mean, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You got
I
the
got the
moderator.
feeling.
Are you all going with that idea of a Rancor-like pit under the bar? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird because like Boba Fett kind of took that idea, right? Didn't Boba Fett take that idea? He has like
exactly.
a Rancor like underneath his like negotiating table.
Exactly. I'll be sending them out to the divot.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, people criticizing is like totally fine. I guess if it starts to get like, how would you say, Mundo? Like bad words. That would be
Yeah,
good,
once they start. Yeah, once they start
criticizing
like.
is fine.
Yeah, once they start like cussing, like, "Hey, that's fucking messed up" and stuff like that. Nah, man.
It's just
You know.
maybe they weren't here at the beginning of the video when I said that like I penciled loosely because I'm also inking. So I was penciling loosely because I'm also inking. So maybe they didn't kind of get the idea.
Hey, and if he can draw better, then let's see. Let's see what you can do. I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's also fun, but it's like you don't want to stick around. You'd rather like what the person has to be better than you, or else you won't watch. It's like okay,
yeah, true.
that's kind of weird, but okay, whatever. If you're looking for the Holy Grail or something, go ahead and look. In my opinion, AJ is the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
AJ is the best in the town.
Albatross Junction. What an incredible book. I'd like to give this my highest recommendation. Albatross Junction by
Highest recommendation.
I need to see that. I need to watch that again. I like that. That was awesome. The highest recommendation.
You can't get any higher than that. You can't get any higher recommendation than that.
Right?
Chuck. Can't get any higher than that, Chuck. Best looking new book.
And the color palette is so great, man. I like it. It's such a great forte of colors.
I guess if you don't know the story, you might say it's too dark.
Yeah.
But that's because
They were with us from the beginning, damn it. You need to go to the beginning to be with us.
The sun is gone.
Can't have color without a proper light source. There ain't no proper light source when
The sun is gone.
Understand, Chuck?
Eso se fue.
It's a concept that's a little hard to understand.
Mundo, did you ever read the Silmarillion?
No.
It's like a Tolkien type of book. I feel like they use the word undulating in there like too many times. I think I counted like 7 times they use the word undulating. But I feel like that's what's happening here, like undulating. That's like kind of what's happening with this. Undulating. But they said it like 7 times in this book, like as if we wouldn't notice. It's like I was counting, like I was counting how many times you're using undulating. It was 7.
Right? It's funny. I didn't read it, but I mean, now that you mentioned that, that's kind of. It sounds pretty cool.
It kind of worked because they were talking about like the creation of the earth and how these angels were kind of like moving the land around, and it was almost like lava and things were moving up and down. So I mean, it kind of made sense, you know, like the earth forming.
Right.
And probably not this Earth, but like Middle Earth, like whatever that is. I don't know if it's Middle Earth, this Earth.
Yeah.
Maybe. Middle Earth.
Well, I'm digging that little skit right there with the music.
Primal says, I've played enough Xbox Live to know you just don't give those people the time of day. Well, on Xbox, they could actually come and shoot you. That's the bad thing, right? They'll come and shoot you in the game. I know that when you were taking some ideas for alcohol names for the bar, I suggested polar beer as a weak sauce kind of drink. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like polar beer.
Polar
That's
beer.
a good one.
That is. That's a
Polar
cool one.
beer sounds like it's widespread though. Probably not just at Mundo Bar, but almost like Budweiser.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's more places than just Mundo's Bar.
Right. See,
That's
the
how I
drink
say it.
specialists are specialty drinks that people really like.
Yeah, like I
want.
think you can get a polar beer in like Quantum Heights, I would imagine, like on the street or something. It's probably like a name brand.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm gonna write that down so that doesn't get lost in the ether.
Yeah. I was gonna say
I have
write it
my
down. Polar beer, but that Felicia, good one, man. Very good, very good. Chica is on fire today. She got some ideas.
Mundo's Bar. I didn't mean to spend so much time tonight on this guy, but it's just so happened.
Sometimes the best work comes like that.
I should have made Kevin do this part. He's the painter. Oh yeah, well, Felicia, the bacon drink I mentioned, they didn't like it. They said it was bad. It's called bacon creamer, but I think I did get it in the issue anyway. But they didn't like the name. Remember, Mooney?
Yeah.
I think like since I lettered the that issue, I think it's like made it in there.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
I think that we can stick with the idea that my bar was kind of like like the exciting stuff that to find anywhere else on the planet. You know?
Right. Well, that was kind of the idea. Like, it sounds silly to you guys, but the bacon thing is important, like in our story. So, like, there's like reasoning behind the bacon creamer, not just to be funny or like make a funny name for you guys to laugh at, but it was like there's like a reason for it. So, I think it is pretty special. It's like something you can only get at Mundo's bar because
Yeah.
are extinct.
The,
Basically. So,
yeah, the exotic stuff. The exotic stuff. It's kind of like you
Mundo's
have
using
people
like
with,
cloned.
you
cloned
have
pigs, maybe?
like you have exotic animals on different places. Well, I'd be having like exotic drinks and stuff that you can't find anywhere. People trying to figure out how I come up with all this stuff, and my secret will die with me.
Right. Like it's like rare stuff that's in the drink sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the idea at the end to be like this is like a swirling or they're moving type of sky. So maybe with the color and as well. There'll be some movement. The lengths of the sky. Who else is going to do sky like this for you guys? Chuck, are you going to do a sky like this? Or are you just going to draw a cloud and call it a day? I don't think you're going to go through this type of trouble, Chuck. A world where I cannot get readily available bacon is a world I don't. Yeah, like Primal, I'm telling you, this world sucks. Like, I don't want to live in ALBATROSS Junction. It's terrible. But that's, you know, unless I was like a Jedi, I don't know if I want to, you know, unless I had force powers. I think the Star Wars world is pretty bad too.
Yeah. Kind of like imagine yourself living on Antarctica by yourself.
Yeah, it'd be rough. It'd be more than rough. It'd be like Primal said, I don't want to do it. And that's kind of, a lot of people find themselves in that predicament in the story. Like in the first issue, there's that woman kind of complaining. She's old. She lost her husband. Like some of these people don't want to live anymore, but they're like 100 years old. They kind of can't die too easily because the nanotech, like in their blood, just like if they have like a mild heart attack, the nanotech kind of fixes the heart a little bit. If they have a stroke of the brain, like the nanotech kind of reroutes the synapses so that you're not too like dementified. So some people just like are like, fuck, I just want to die. Like I'm 127 years old. I literally just want to die. It's cold every day. It's terrible in Albatross. I can't deal with it anymore. Like there's robotic polar bears that want to eat me. Stuff like that. So
Put
but it's
yourself
hard
in
to
front of
die.
the
Sometimes it's hard to die in Albatross because of those nanobots.
Oh man, that might be a funny skit, man. You have somebody trying to kill themselves off, but they just like they can't. Like they try every
Yeah.
possible way to kill themselves, but they can't. And
Actually,
then the
that's
one
a good vignette because like every other issue or so, we're gonna do a vignette. I'm gonna write this down, Mundo. You got it. So you guys got the ideas tonight, so keep them coming.
so then
we're gonna
they
do
like they try
like a
every
suicide montage.
So yeah, but they try like every possible way, right? That and they fail, and then all of a sudden they're not trying, and then all of a sudden they get killed. Like, fuck, why didn't I try that? Like, finally. I know what it is. They need to do a illustration.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Chuck, come on, we'll do
Illustration in Albatross.
We will do a illustration.
That's funny as hell.
What's going on here? I want to see some punishment.
Great party, isn't it?
Why, my little party's just beginning.
You're gonna die here.
That was fun. We got to do that again.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life, man.
Like I got some idea how to kill Kevin in the next one, but I'm just not sure. Like it's not gonna really trump another one, but it's different. Like what he comes up with is probably just gonna ruin me. Mine is like my new idea for him is pretty simplistic, but it's just like I think I could do a cool image. Like if I had enough time, I could do a cool image of it.
You did a whole comic on him, man. I was like, shit. He reamed you, but then whew, you just took him apart.
Had everyone rolling with that one.
Oh yeah, literally.
Trifurcated.
Poor Kevin, even he liked it though. That's so sad.
Primal says, what's supposed to be in the pit under the bar, like sharp icicles or like cybernetic wolves? Cybernetic wolves sounds like that could be. Like I'm picturing like under there, it's like an ice cave under there, under Mundo's bar. It's where he stores like, you know how some alcohol doesn't freeze at the same temperature, so it's got like some liquid alcohol stored under there in different varieties. And yeah, I mean maybe something's down there. I forgot what we said in whatever show, but maybe something's down there that's like protecting the store of liquor that Mundo's got, because that's just valuable. You know, he's got like whiskey and bourbon and no one's got. So maybe you have some kind of almost like a wampa down there, like a beast, just guarding it. Because, and you know, it could be used in other ways in the story, but that's maybe the purpose of it. Is like, I mean, I'm kind of making this up as we speak, but like maybe it's the purpose of it to kind of guard to guard your stores.
Well, not only to guard, but maybe there's a compound from the beast that I use for the drinks.
Because you know how I'm kind of picturing it underground is like, if you guys remember Harry Potter movie, it's like the second movie where Harry Potter ends up in the Flu Network, and he goes into the underground of one of the stores, and it's like a storage room. But I'm thinking like a storage room like that, but it's made of ice. You know, it's maybe almost connected to the outside too.
Yeah.
Some of them, you know, like if you're in New York and you see, like you walk by, or like you're in Boston and you walk by a bar that's on the corner, out on the other side of the bar is like another door where it's like goes down, you know, so it's like that's where they bring in all the kegs and stuff like that. So maybe this room also has an out, like it's got an out to the outside, and that if there was cybernetic wolves, they would come in through that way.
Right. But I think there should be like a door with a trap in it, because somebody wants to try to come in also, that they figure out how to get around the beast, or they try to figure out how to get in without, you know, getting caught. But this is another fail-safe way to protect what I have.
Yeah.
Some kind of dismantling. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know what it can be. They get a scratch from a certain a certain spike, and it kind of becomes like a hypnotic thing where they go and kill somebody, and then they burn up because they kill somebody.
Who is killing somebody?
Like the people that break in, right, underground, they get a scratch from like a certain spike that has a concoction on it, like a poison, and it basically makes them kill people so that they burn up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that will do it. It kind of maybe makes them go crazy, like hallucinate,
Yeah, hallucinate. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We got time. Good little concept.
I was just thinking about Space's last drawing with kids. Kev's kids. Well, Kev's kids were in cages.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Kev's kids in cages. Actually, I've been inspired. I kind of want to draw a wolf now.
Go for it, Primal. Go for it.
Nobody can draw a wolf better than you.
It sounds right, boy.
Sure. You drew like the inside of the fucking wolf. That's what I saw. But when I was a kid, I drew a lot of. Well, they weren't wolves, but wolves are my favorite like creature, I think. But I drew a lot of dogs. I drew like 1,000 dogs. I think I told you guys this story.
You know, some of the drawings that I like is werewolf drawings.
Oh, I love werewolf and like werewolf changing scenes in the movies, like where they're changing from a human to the werewolf. That's sick.
That is pretty cool.
I love looking at those to compare who's doing it best.
And so it's basically the kids that you're drawing, they're just random kids that you're drawing.
Yeah, they're like kids you haven't seen before ever. They are like farmers' kids.
But those aren't kids that are like anybody's kids that are in the main part of the story, right?
You mean they're just like anybody's kids?
No. They're not like Dobbs' kids or anybody of the main character's kids. These are just kids from another family that's living there.
Right. The only lightsabers we have here, like the man-made ones. So some of the stuff is glowing, their equipment is glowing, and then there's some stuff around their like little hut that is glowing. So that's kind of the only like light sources here. And obviously when Father says like, "Oh, I'm gonna turn off the power," like we'll have like more light source in the opening panels than we will like after he turns off the power. Young Moon is going to deep into 1978 Battlestar. I've noticed that there was like Empire Strikes Back lines that Empire Strikes Back must have stolen from Galactica, because they were like eerily similar to like lines that Lucas had in Empire Strikes Back. It was crazy, but this was something that you could imagine somebody like Lucas would have been watching.
Absolutely.
Probably as he was writing, you know, Empire Strikes Back, and there was just like some similarities. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? It was. It really is. It's some, but they totally pulled it off though. It worked.
It worked, and there's a level of like realism to a lot of the stuff that they do and say in Battlestar Galactica. Like the reasoning is really kind of why I'm sticking around and really liking it, really loving it, is because like stuff that Adama will say, Lauren Green will say, or especially Apollo will say militarily makes sense. Stuff that Starbucks says, like they're like, we should question that guy, and you're like, and as the audience member, you're like, yeah, you know, they really should. And then they give their reasoning. It's like, well, because he just left the prison barge, and you know, he's a former prisoner. You know, so you're like, this all makes sense, you know. And it's like the logic holds up. It's not one of those shows where you're yelling at the camera going, no, don't do that, that's so stupid, you know, don't walk in there. It's like they really have the logic down and they lay it out pretty nicely.
They do. Oh, and I love Lauren Green's Adama, and of course, and Edward James almost killed it too. But when you compare the two, they're totally opposite in the way they are. You know, their acting forms, but I think almost puts a little bit more anger in his than Lauren Green did as Adama. You know what I mean?
I always
Lauren
see it
Green,
as a sign of the times when I'm watching these type of things, like what was sort of allowable for the time, or like, for instance, the 2005 Adama was drinking alcohol, and we got to see like his foibles, like his vices, whereas the 1978 Adama, I don't think if he had vices, at least we're not seeing them yet. And I'm at the end of the season here, so he's playing it like a little more perfect of a man, you know.
Right. No, and I totally agree with that concept because, you know, like you said, the times kind of called for restraint on a lot of things. And then, you know, Edward James Olmos's character, you know, in his time, in that time period, you know, with the drinking and everything there, it shows how much of the restraint was let go from the show. And when you get it, I guess the way you would look at it in terms of restraint, you know, because you have back then, you know, a lot of it was made for kids as well, so to speak. I mean, adults, the whole family unit. And then with the Edward James Olmos version, it's kind of like, okay, we're shooting for more teenage type family orientation where they understand what's going on really, than, you know, the littler kids, the smaller kids, the younger kids won't understand really too much of this concept and why they're drinking and smoking and all that, when it's, you know, I think it was kind of geared more towards teenage stuff in the 2005 than it is the 78.
I loved how it unraveled, like those vices on that character unraveled in the 2005 type of series, where first he was kind of this perfect guy,
right,
and then you learn more about his past and realize like, oh, he wasn't or isn't perfect, and then it unraveled a little bit where it almost seemed like for a little while that stuff about him was in the past. Those negative things, his demons, were in the past. But you learn that they actually come back.
Yes, that's so it's so cool to see that
And like, because you think that only like Colonel Ty's dealing with those vices, but then you realize that Adama's dealing with it too. And then they had this history together of kind of doing that, like bar crawling in the past.
right. I really like the fact that Adama went Edward James Olmos character. I mean, he really was a cutthroat when it came to his crew. Like, don't fuck with my crew. That's my people,
Yes.
not, you know. Whereas the 78, Lauren Green's character was like almost the same, but it was like a nonchalantly, okay, don't go there. Don't go there because you're gonna get consequences. But you know, it's kind of like more like a lighthearted, like don't go there bit. Whereas the 2005, it's like don't fuck with my crew, or I'm gonna come after you.
Such a larger cast too, and then in the newer Battlestar Galactica that you see so many characters. Like in the original, there was just a handful of these main characters. You have like, and I'll even expand it to be like kind of the second tier characters as well, like the Doctor and his assistant, Starbuck, Apollo, Colonel Ty, Boomer, and Adama, and like maybe like 2 or 3 others. And then in the new one, we're talking we have probably 30 characters that we're going back and forth from.
Yeah, they jumped like really quick from story to story. I mean, just like back and forth. So you really had to be careful and really watch what's going on. Otherwise, you're gonna get lost quick. Whereas the 78, you could follow it pretty easily.
Yeah, there's certain moments that feel like a goofy space serial, and then there's other moments that feel pretty real, like they're in danger. This is a real danger, and they're dealing with it like you probably would, or like you could logically see that they should because of whatever they're presenting. So it's fairly smart. What they do is pretty smart.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love both sets of Cylons though. I mean, I love the way they made them look in both the 78 version and the 2005 with the upgrade kind of, look to him.
Absolutely. I love the special effects of the 78 one. You kind of warned me about it, but I told you like I would have an easy time dealing with it. I could suspend my disbelief pretty easily. I'm pretty good with it. And actually it impresses me, like the effects impress me. I'm pretty impressed with like the stuff that they're doing. So like for 78, the year I was born, it's impressing me what they're what they're able to do, even the way the space flight looks and stuff. I think it's good. It's good with me.
Right. Yeah, I mean for the time it was fantastic. I think they really knocked it out of the ballpark with some of the stuff that they did, man. I mean, I love the fact that way they had it come out of the Primal goes, I kind of suck with canines, but wish me luck. Primal, you get it, man. You'll get it. You're getting there. Come on, give yourself more credit than you know. As I was saying that when they came out of the chutes with the ships and stuff, that was so cool the way they did it. That you would see from the monitors and stuff, and then you would see from the window them taking off. But then when you didn't see the window part and all you saw was just their monitor part going through, that was pretty badass.
Mm-hmm. And I
And
love the
now,
starfighters that they got. Their Vipers are cool. They seem they do little things that make them seem realistic. Like if they're just sitting there, but they've got their character maybe about to take off. They're putting on their helmet or whatever. They're sitting there in their starfighter. It's grounded, yes, but there's like some vapor coming out of the engine bay, or there's some like smoke coming out of the tailpipe. So you get the idea that this thing could take off. Like this thing's getting ready to take off. There's vapor, there's some smoke, there's some exhaust.
and they did a pretty good job as far as having the cockpit view at times. In the 78, it looked kind of cool for what it was, man. I mean, as far as the joystick, the joystick turned into, pretty simple mechanism for flying that gear, that thing, that ship. They didn't have a TriStar though.
No.
They needed to have a TriStar booster.
Oh, you're better with cat drawings, huh, Primal? I mean, you're amazing. I don't know what that animal was that I saw on your TikTok, but I thought it was a canine type of thing. That was amazing. Now, if Primal gets up and says that he's better than me, then I will concede. Primal is better. But Chuck, I don't know because I haven't seen shit.
Come on. Okay, so Chuck and Primal, it's on, guys. Yeah.
Primal is the best one in here. Felicia says, I have a Hello Kitty image. Oh, dogs over cats, but she has a Hello Kitty image. Hello Kitty is eternal,
Right.
I agree, Felicia, says Primal. Don't dislike cats, just prefer the bond you get with a dog. Yeah, you couldn't have said it better, man. You couldn't have said it better. Like, I love that bond with the dog. Like, my dog right now is kind of half cat though. Like he acts like part cat. So, if I go to touch him or kiss him, he shakes that off. Like he don't even want me to touch him. But he does some points have a dog, some tender moments like a dog. But for the most part, if I even touch, like I was testing it today or yesterday, I was like, let me just touch his head because he looks like I give him a kiss and he shakes it off. You know that type of shaking a dog does. And he shakes it off. So I was like, let me try to just touch his head with my finger, like touch his head, and I touched it and he shook it off. I was like, motherfucker, like I give you the food. You don't even want nothing.
He's all like,
says, I have an appreciation for older effects as they tend to have a lot more passion with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Older effects. Oh yes, I know what you mean. Like
yes.
Real. Yeah, like there was some scenes in this Battlestar show where it's like they had set a lot of stuff on fire to do this scene, and they were like fighting the fire because the fire is supposed to take place on the ship. But there is a fucking real fire. like it was a real fire, bro. And like they were like they might have been actually fighting the fire because like that's the scene anyway. And it was just crazy. I mean, they have like stuff that's supposed to look sci-fi on the set. It's on fire, and then they have people dressed which are supposed to look like more sci-fi people than normal firemen, and they're fighting the fire. So it's almost realer than real because it's fucking real fire, bro. Like you can't get more real than real fire.
Yeah, the realistic of it, the realistic look of it is what really sells it. So yeah. Absolutely agree.
Well, I think we're going to close down the stream. I probably got about as far as I thought. I was thinking, you know, I'd do like one panel. So I think like I touched 3 different panels, but obviously none of them are done. But like I
No, you
maybe
got pretty good.
yeah, I could have gotten one panel done if I just focused on one panel, but I was like kind of all over the place with my ADD inking tonight.
You were sky focused.
ADD inking. But Mundo, thank you for joining me tonight. That was an interesting conversation we had. That
Yes,
Kenobi
absolutely.
trailer was faster than I like, because that was the second time I watched it. The first time I watched it, I thought it was like a 3-minute trailer. Then I pulled it up for you guys, and it was like a 60-second trailer. I felt like it was so much shorter when I watched it the second time. That was fun though. I think it's going to be good. Primal says, good job, Space looks pretty good so far. Thank you. Yeah, I hope to have this first page have a lot of movement. So I think that's like I've got that with the 2 sword fighting kids, and then hopefully get more movement in the sky, and then I'll be happy. See you later, buddy. Have a good night. And Felicia, if you're still here, anyone else that was watching, thank you for tuning in. Come back next Wednesday. We are going to be back on New Comic Book Day, drawing more Albatross Junction pages, probably, maybe thumbnails or pages or cover, something. And yeah, don't forget to check out through the description link. You can get your own copy of Volume 1, which is already out there. It's been shipping. Mundo got his copy, and this is issue 3 that you're seeing me draw tonight. Part of issue 3.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, guys, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. You know, give Anthony and Kevin some love, especially if you enjoy comic books and you enjoy, you know, stopping by, hearing us talk. Maybe you might want to come and jump in and, you know, give a little feedback and give a little love to everybody in the room, and, you know, speak out and just come and enjoy the time with us, because, you know, everybody's welcome to come in and check it out and enjoy and talk and just have a good time. You know, Anthony and Kevin work so hard on this comic book, and, you know, this is their baby here, and um, they you know, they really want to give you a good quality comic book, and so they got, you know, other jobs. You know, they got their livelihoods on top of this, and it takes time to do this. So for those, you know, who are wanting a comic book quick and fast, well, guys, you're gonna have to wait a little bit for a good quality comic book to come out. Other than that, stop by, have fun, like and subscribe to both Kevin and Anthony, and you won't be sorry. Have some fun. Come and speak with us and have a good
They want
time.
to wait for issue 1 and 2 that's already available, so you can get that, and then issue 3 is right around the corner.
Absolutely, on Indiegogo, people. On Indiegogo is where you can get your copies and other stuff that comes along with the copies. And it's also signed, so don't forget about that.
Yeah, everyone owns signed. And this campaign's going to be running out pretty soon. We're going to probably close it down. I've been as soon as I can kind of chase Kevin down and get him in the same room as me, we were going to probably close down the campaign and just work it out a different way when issue 3 comes out. For people that still want issue 1 and 2, it'll be sold a different way at that point. So if you want to get in on the volume 1 first printing, go check out that link. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
Primal.
Sorry, Mundo. Were you in the middle of saying something?
Yeah, I was just saying, Primal, Felicia, have a good night. Anybody else that stopped by? Thanks a lot. Space, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Felicia says go find some sabers. Yeah, 25 sabers into volume 1. Hilts. Saber hilts, if you can name them, you get a second entry. So see if you can spot the hilt and also name it. think like 18, 19, or 20 of them have specific hilts. So if you can get close to that with the naming of them, I'll put you in for a second drawing for an actual custom lightsaber that really works. It won't cut you, but it'll be bright. So go check that out.
Brightest blades on the planet, people.
Yeah, you could follow albatross_junction on Instagram, and I usually try to update what's going on that platform before we go live on YouTube. So if you're on Instagram and you're following there, you'll be able to know when we're going live. All right, so we're gonna end it right here. Talk to you guys next time.
Later, space.